Hey, and welcome to How To with London Youth Rowing. This week we're going to be talking about nutrition. We want everyone to see how simple nutrition can be, and this week we're joined by some guests from the GB rowing team to share their nutrition tips and ideas. Over to you, Ellen.
I'm Ellen Buttrick from the GB rowing team, and I'm part of the PR3 Mixed Cups 4. I'm here to tell you about some of my nutrition tips. Make sure that your plate is really colourful. You need 5 a day, and I know we all know that already. Every meal I make sure I've got a piece of fruit or vegetables, at least one. So for breakfast I'll have banana, at lunch I'll usually have some salad, and then at dinner I'll have the veggies. In between that you could have a smoothie. Smoothies are really great because you can put loads of fruits in them. You can carry them to training, you can drink it after your session, refuel. Stay hydrated. You need to drink between 2 and 2.5 litres of water a day. And if you're training and sweating a lot, you need more. I carry a water bottle around with me all the time. I fill it up before sessions and at meal times, making sure that I'm sipping my water all through the day. You need to fuel your session with good carbohydrates, such as whole wheat toast, sweet potatoes or pasta. Before a session, you could have a little snack of some malt loaf or a cereal bar. For strength training, you need a source of protein afterwards. When I finish weights, I'll have a yogurt. You can get big tubs of Greek yogurt from the supermarket. Put it in a bowl with some honey or jam, and it's great for muscle recovery and muscle adaptation.
Now we've learned about some of the core ideas, let's see what Ellie has to say to get the most out of your nutrition.
My name is Ellie Piggott and I'm one of the lightweights on the GB rowing team, and today I'm here to talk to you about nutrition. My one top tip for how to eat like an athlete would be to plan your meals really well. This is because it means that you know that you're going to have what you need to be fueled for your session, and then once you finish your training you can have something ready to get that fuel back in and recover really well for when you next train. I also find that with planning it means that you can really enjoy your food because it doesn't become a problem. Often when people struggle with their nutrition with training and things, it's because they find it's taking a lot of time and energy to get right. But actually if you sit down at the beginning of the week or every few days and plan out what you want to have for your main meals and around your sessions, then you can get on with your training and enjoy it, and it becomes less of a drain. My second top tip for how to eat like an athlete would be look for variety. So the more different foods that you can have in your diet, the greater chance you've got of accessing all the different vitamins and minerals and all the good bits that are going to give your body what it needs to train really well and recover really well. Now, how I do that is each week, obviously it's a bit different with lockdown at the moment, but usually each week when I do my food shop, I try and put in one new fruit or vegetable that either I haven't tried or I haven't tried in a while. And that way I make sure that I'm not just eating the same broccoli and peas every night, but I'm getting a mix of different fruit and vegetables, because it's that variety that, like I said, is really good for the vitamins and minerals that you can get. And it's also really good for your gut health, which is showing to be increasingly important for our overall health. Another way that I keep things fresh and interesting is I really enjoy cooking. And so each week I pick one new recipe that I want to try out. I pick one because then it's manageable. And I often find that with nutrition, people try and do a big overhaul and change everything at once. And actually that's a lot of fun at the time, but it's not sustainable. And so I found that if I pick one new recipe a week, it means that I'm trying new foods, trying new recipes. My third top tip for how to eat like an athlete would be that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And I've definitely fallen into this trap in the past where I've read or heard about, or someone's told me about some new superfood or new diet or way of, I'm a lightweight, so way of making weight. And I think, wow, that's going to change everything. And as with a lot of things in life, if it does sound too good to be true, it probably is. I think if you've heard something fantastic, then check it out with people that you trust. So maybe ask your coach or ask your parents, because it may be that the food that you've been suggested is really good, but there's an alternative that actually is just as good for you, as in has the same vitamins and minerals, but actually is a lot cheaper or easier to access. Another tip along those lines is not to try and do too much at once. So often when people get into nutrition, they try and overhaul everything at once. And whilst that's quite exciting, it's difficult to sustain because it's a lot of energy if you're changing your breakfast, lunch and dinner. I'd recommend picking one thing every week that you're going to improve. So it might be you're going to up your fruit and vegetable intake by one a day, or it might be that you're going to make sure that you eat after a session within 20 minutes. And that way it's something that's sustainable, it's something you can do, and actually you'll then build really good momentum and move towards a really healthy diet that gives you all you need for your training and your life, rather than doing all at once and then pretty quickly falling back into your habits.
Thanks for that, Ellie. Some great ideas in there to help keep on top of your nutrition. Ben, do you have anything to add?
Hey guys, my name's Benjamin Pritchard and I row in the PR1 category for the British Paralympic team. My advice to you guys being young athletes would be just to listen to your body. Don't get drawn into listening to social media and the fad diets that are out there. Just to eat little and often. Make sure you eat a balanced diet, but try and eat every 2 to 3 hours, something in the body to fuel it, especially on the days you've got training.
Now, time to see what the athletes eat each day.
Hey London Youth Rowing, Ollie Cook here from the GB Rowing team. I'm sending a video to you guys a little bit about what I eat during the day. Normally when I wake up first thing in the morning before a session, I have a bowl of Scots porridge and I just whack in a couple of spoonfuls and some milk, and then I put it in the microwave for 90 seconds and have a cup of tea, and that's normally what I do pretty much most days, no matter whether I'm training here at home or I'm training at Caversham, or even if I'm racing internationally. I normally then do the first session and I come back and I have a slightly bigger breakfast. Just done a session on the yo-yo. And what I've done is I have boiled myself some eggs and I have put 2 slices of toast in to make some soldiers. I put some slices of ham on top of the toast. So I'm gonna have some eggs, a couple of eggs, and some toast with ham on it. And that's my second breakfast. And then I'm gonna do another session. If it's a 3-session day, I'll probably do the 3rd session after lunch. I'll have a nap, depending on what else I've got to do that day. And then I'll have a snack, a sandwich or something, and then a bread break before having dinner.
So that's how Ollie stays fueled for his day. How about you, Ellen?
So every day I start with a little coffee and I have some Weetabix. This is my family pack. I get through 2 Weetabix a day and I go with some bananas and honey. And I quickly eat my Weetabix and then get on the road to training usually. But today I'm just going to start a meeting with the rest of the squad.
And what about dinner?
So one of the ways that I eat like an athlete is I get meal prep boxes delivered every week, which means that I've got a variety of food. I wasn't very good at cooking before. It's good to look at the recipes, pick what's healthy, what's got the right protein or carbs in it for the training that you're doing that week, and then it gets delivered. So I actually just had it arrive during lockdown. It's quite cool. We've got lots of veggies. And this week I'm going for one of them's a Thai aubergine curry with sticky rice. That's one of the ways that I'm eating like an athlete.
Any tips for fueling during those long workouts?
Through lockdown, I've been doing lots of long bike rides. When it gets to the 60-minute mark, I'm getting a bit tired, a bit hangry. And so I've started taking out protein balls with me. I make them using dates, almond butter and oats, combine them into a little ball, take them, and then at the 60-minute mark, I'll have a little rest, a little drink and a snack. It'll fuel me for the rest of the session so that when I get home, I'm not really tired and fatigued, and I'm ready for the training the next day.
That's great, Ellen. Ellie, what does your daily nutrition look like?
I like to have porridge in the morning. So what I do is I measure it out the night before with a bit of extra ginger, because that's good for your immune system, and then I like to add some cinnamon. Put that in the fridge the night before, and then it means when I wake up in the morning, it's ready and it's good to go. Then after a session, I'm a big banana fan, so I like to have some toast with some peanut butter and banana. It's also important to get in protein after sessions, so I'm also a big fan of scrambled eggs or boiled eggs with some toast. And when it comes to lunches and dinners, one thing that I do is to make extra portions. So if I'm making a pasta dish for dinner, or I'm doing some chicken or fajitas or something, what I'll do is make extra, and then that means that it's ready for lunch the next day. So if I finish training at 12:30, I've got my lunch there ready.
So there you go. That's how you eat like an athlete. Hopefully in this video, we're able to shed some light on nutrition, making not seem like such a big, scary topic. With small, simple changes and a couple of core ideas, you too can eat like an athlete. Just want to say thank you to Ellen, Ellie, Ben and Ollie for joining us today on this video. If you've enjoyed the video and you found it useful, give it a like, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next week.